Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Earl from Earl Widmeyer. So enjoy the video and please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know how I did. Alright, I'm going to go through the funny recordings one by one without any sound on. Just the washing machine's on, but here we go.
Sandwiches are beautiful, sandwiches are fine. I like sandwiches, I eat them all the time. I eat them for my supper and I eat them for my lunch. If I had 100 sandwiches, I'd eat them all at once.
This is Channel 19 in Toronto, Channel 24 in Ottawa. This is CBC.
You're boring me. I'm cutting your head. I'm cutting your head. Hey, I just renamed your firm Merrill Lynch and the Flathead. I curse you.
Prochaine station, Bonaventure.
Alright, that's it. Alright, I thought I'd show the other engines in the roster and maybe some of the sounds if I can get them really quick. They're all pretty much the same for engines and that kind of stuff, but like I said, 1012 has a different braking where all the other ones have the same one, but we'll get to that. But the sound startup. Oh, sorry. Let me get out. Still the same, right? The horn, that's what's different. This one has a fast bell. I think I can change down the speed of that. Take that off, right? Lights and number boards and marker lights are all the same, but one thing that is different about the 1901 compared to the other ones is that he doesn't have any ditch lights, as you can see. Right? He's pretty plain there on the nose. One of the other things that he does have, I'm going to try to move it forward so you can see it. Maybe you kind of cannot. Is that he's got, I believe it's a washroom vent. And then he's got another stack on the front. One of those two is like for the front nose washroom, something like that. That's from what I understand. The other thing too is that he's got the dual stacked rear exhausts, and these ones I actually drilled them out and make them look a lot more newer or thinner than what they are. I'm gonna lean it over and you'll see this. You can see how much I drilled them out. They were a lot thicker before. That makes them look a lot better anyways. So I'm going to turn off the engine sound. Let that shut down. There we go. And I don't have his acceleration, deceleration too much, but I'm going to let you hear the brake that's on him. So we're going to spool him up and get him going. I'm going to change direction. All right. Okay. Now we'll listen to this one. Well, this is without the sound, but we'll hear the braking in a minute. I'm going to move the camera back. Okay. All right. We'll spool them up. 11 is brake. Oh, he won't do it without sound on. Okay. Well, we'll turn on his sound. All right. So that's another interesting one. His sound is linked with the braking. So, all right. Changes direction. And you can see his light comes on pretty dimly. That's the brake release. There is a hiss for the brake release. And then I hit the brake, which is, I like that brake though. So then I can switch directions, release his brake. You see how fast I have the acceleration on him. He goes, so he doesn't pause at all. So now if I just do switch engine, like switch direction, his brakes come on at the same time, goes right into reverse and comes back. So it's got a little bit of acceleration, deceleration on, but not a lot. Okay, let's stop him there. I'm going to back him up just a little. And we'll listen to his recorded sounds. I do believe they are from old Star Trek and Klingon stuff. Don't ask me when I got this. It was years ago, before with the first layout that we made here. Okay, stop him there. Engine sounds down, and he's in the higher functions. So excuse me if I didn't want you to hear that. I didn't want you to hear that. Okay, all right. So I think they start at 13. No, 14. Yep, 14.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
That was Scotty. That was it. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 14, 15, 16, and 17. So 4 items on there. So they went to 6 with 2012. Okay, that's it for him. Okay, and then here's 1601, and I'm showing you these in the order that I got them. For the GMD ones anyways. 1601, my older son bought it first, and he had it weathered by Dave Arsenal out west in Winnipeg, I do believe. He really does. Adam had a lot of stuff done by him too, and when this one was done, it was a lot of custom things that was asked to do, like these burn marks right here across the top, the heavy weathering coming down, very dirty, very sooty old engine. It wasn't necessarily prototypical, but it was what was wanted on there. So with this engine, he's only got forward ditch lights, as you can see. Sorry, move that just a little. He's got forward ditch lights, but not rear ditch. I didn't have his number selected. I was still on 1901. All right. So now we should be able to hear his engine. And one of the other things that you'll notice for 1601 for the 1600 series, they were 3-axle trucks, and they had a smaller fuel tank. All of the other ones are 2-axle with a larger fuel tank. So that was its difference. It was with Prairie Running or something like that. I don't know what it was. So again, I'd have to brush up on my research on these guys. But he does everything the same. Same horn. Right? It's the same bell. I've just got it slowed down a little. And then his lights. And he's short hood forward, I do believe. And yeah, and back him up. And just back him up a minute. Yeah, and he's got a different set of brake sounds. So we'll just let him spool up. I think I got flange squeal on. Yeah, there's flange squeal. Same brakes, so guys. Yeah. And if I do 11, oh, I don't know what his brake is. Oh, I think they put the function brake in the upper level, in like the 10s, in the teens. So that's what sucks about this one. I'll get Adam to function map that back down. All right, let's go to the recorded sounds. Let me just. All right. Now that he's down, sorry. Function sounds. They're in the teens. I'm not too sure which one. No. No. Yeah, 16. Where it starts. Anybody knows? It's Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Okay, good day. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug. How's it going, eh?
So, like, take off to the Great White North. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off, you hosers.
Hello. Fitzpatrick, he took out life insurance.
That was 16 to 19. I don't think there's any in the 20s. Oh, that was just because I jumped it. No. No.
I don't like spam! Don't cause a fuss. I'll have your spam. I love it. I'm having spam, 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 baked beans, spam, 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 and spam. Spam, 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 spam.
That was 24. So there's one more hidden up there in the higher numbers. All right. That's it for 1601. Okay, guys. Next up was 1437. 1437 is actually the one that I initially saw first, which was never really offered in these number boards, in these numbers by Rapido. When 1901 came out and the first GMD, I was just so excited just to get a GMD1. It was irrelevant. But 1437 is what I first saw in the Burlington Go station, and he was lashed up to a GP38-2. I think it was a GP38-2. I do believe it is. Yes, it is. And that was 4713, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyways, when we first saw it, it was love at first sight. I loved the GMD1. I thought it was the most beautiful engine I'd ever seen, of switchers and running engines and heavy engines. Just most classic looking thing I've ever seen. Anyways, so when 1437 came through Rapidos, it was like, nobody's not going to stop me from getting that. And, and then there I have it. I had it for quite a while, and then when we ran into and met Wade Kelly up at CN Silver Creek, yay Wade, he offered to weather it for me, and boy, did he ever do a beautiful job on it. I just can't thank him enough for that. That was a great thing for him to do for me. So she's beautiful, right? And Wade even ran 1437 from what I remember him saying. So, he had some really good knowledge of this engine. So let's run through the sounds again. And it's got a little bit different things, but not a whole lot. But anyways, let's spool them up. His startup's a little bit quicker than the other ones. And I think his engine revs or idles a little bit differently, but it's still kind of the same thing. And then the same as before, you got lights, and you got the ditch lights and all. 1437 does have, I'm going to back him up a little. He does have forward ditch lights, and he does have rearward ditch lights on this one now, and that was what was a really neat thing too. The only other thing that you can see that the nose, it was missing all of the detail that was on the nose that 1901 had, but 1901 was a really old run of that engine, so that's why that came through. Besides that, again, dual trucks with the larger fuel tank, and then just everything else just pretty much the same. The number board, or the marker lights come on, the number boards are controllable. So those are just the same. What I did like about this one is the ditch lights are a lot more brighter. I don't know if they put LEDs right into the housings or if they did just a different type of light. So, but like a different light tube with lights in the ends. But anyways, we'll run them down and we'll listen to them real quick, and we'll do a break. And break is 15, so I won't do it. But I'll just do a reverse drive on them. But anyways, okay. All right, let's get going. And he is short hood forward on this one. Spool him up to like 30. See, the engine sounds a little bit different. All right. And I don't have his acceleration changed, so he's really fast. Yeah, I don't have them set up at all. So now, if I just spool them down really quick, he does brakes again, but then you hear a little click at the end, and that's just him putting into park, I guess, or whatever, right? And then I switch direction. There's a little bit of air hiss that you hear, and he goes at it. And I'll spool him down again. If he's not going too fast, he won't make the brake squeal like that. I do have a flange squeal on one of them. You know, that kind of kicks in pretty good. But yeah, actual brake is on 15, so I want Adam to function map that out. All right, let's just back him up a little bit more. And ironically enough, when I'm just going to clear this out, shut him off. All right. And so I'll go to his functions and the pre-recorded, and they're in the teens. I think they start at 6 again, and they're going to be the same. As 1601.
Okay, good day. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug. How's it going,
And then
So, like, take off
same one.
to the Great White North.
I'm going to shut it off. And 19, same one. The insurance.
Fitzpatrick, he took out life insurance.
And then when you go into the 20s, 21 gives us the spitter valve. Thought it did. Oh, I guess not. No. And 24. Ah, okay. So same thing there. So it was no big deal about it. The brakes a little bit different, but you know, the two of them are pretty much the same. Just a little bit different thing, added features, that kind of thing. So, all right, that's it for 1430. Oh, well, and then just again, 1437 is what was given to the Waterloo Central Railway with practically brand new set of retooled trucks and wheels and brakes and a full tank of fuel. That's all was good money and a good running engine. So it was slated to be mothballed, and it happened to be one of the ones running out at the time, and they decided to donate it. CN decided to donate it to Waterloo Central. So that was just great. So I got even a couple pictures of it in the shop where they were starting to sand it down and clean up the paint before they were getting it ready for the new paint. So that's pretty cool. All right. Here we have the Rapido's SW1200 RSs. And these came out a little bit later after the first runs of the GMD ones. And yeah, I had to have them, right? Of course I did. Why not? I have 4 of them. I can't remember if it was 1325 or 1375 that I got first. And then up at Otter Valley, Lauren up there, he was doing a lot of estate sales, and he came across a whole handful of the SW1200 RSs, and I made a deal with him, and I bought the other 3. So it was quite a pretty cool little thing. And one of them I'll show you here. Just a picture of it later, that I tried my hand at just dot weathering it just with some rust. Maybe I'll put it in the picture. And I was just dirtied it up a little, right? Kind of thing. Just seeing what the liquid rust would do. So, but I'll get back to that later. All of them, right away, if you'll notice, right away, I switched all of the couplers to the long ones just for shunting around in the yard. It made much better. But the problem that happens is that when you put 2 of them together, they look really stupid. But I don't care. It makes them work well. All right. The engine itself is pretty plain Jane. But just its lighting features is a little bit better. And right away, why I got the lights down and dimmed is that so maybe you can see it right off the bat. It's got ground lights. That's pretty cool. Actually, the GP9 RMs have ground lights too, but they're so tucked up underneath, it's very hard to see it without the lights on, until you have the lights off. But anyways, I'll turn on the lights. We can't see it. I'm on the rear of it. So let's go to the rear. One of the cool things about the SW1200s, the remodeled ones, is that they've got these little class lights that sit on the corners of the roof. And that gives it a little bit of a different added detail kind of thing. Okay, and now I'm back. I just turned on the flash on the camera so we could see it a little bit better in detail. Looks like the light is on right here, but it's actually not. That's just a reflection. So anyways, the light is on, and then I do believe 11, watch this, it's cab lights, because the SW1200 has an actual interior and they put a cab light in it. So that was pretty cool. 9 turns on the class lights. You can see that. And those are directional. And then 10 actually does a number board. Yep. And this time the number board's nice and bright, so you can really see the difference when it turns on and off. Like for the lighting, that's pretty good. One of the things I really find with the SW1200s, they are sensitive. So you get any bad spots, dirty spots, if the wheels are dirty, it's really going to pick them up. They don't have a capacitor in them, so they really notice it. So they get a little fickle when they're running around if you don't have a clean track. From there, I'm going to start them up. And it's basically the same prime mover as the GMD ones. So we're going to hear all the same noises. And even the brakes are the same. So we'll run it through though. All right. The actual brake, I think, is in the teens, so I can't function it without really being quick on it. So I'll just switch back and forth in the drive. All right. Bell. Horn. Same horn. All right. And let's spool them up. Oh, wrong way. Switch direction. His lights will come on in the opposite direction. But anyways, let's go for it. Kind of can't see it here, but he's got really cool piping detail around the fuel tank. So we'll spool him up. 25. And then we'll switch direction. Now, apparently the CP ones had ditch lights on them. I don't know if front and rear or just front. I can't remember. And then that's switching directions. And this time I'll just spool them down by speed real quick. That's right, 0. And he does the same thing. I think I have these guys set up a little bit more on the acceleration and deceleration. They do pause a little bit, but not a whole lot. But these guys are fun. I really like them. Even though they're all the same sounds, I was hoping that they would have a different prime mover, but they're not. They're prototypically the same engine. That's why it was nice when they came out with the GP9 RM, because that's a much different engine sound. So, all right, I'm gonna spool it down, turn everything off, 9, and lights might as well. Yeah, just shut it down. All right, and let's go into the recorded sounds. I think they're in the teens, and I think it'll keep going until I shut it off. It's cool. It's Pong. Or Pong? Yeah, I think it's Pong. That was 16.
Look up. Way up. And we're on our way to the castle. I'll hurry over first and go in the back door so I can let the drawbridge down and open the big front doors for you. Are you ready? Here's my castle.
There's a friendly giant, the Canadian Mr. Rogers. I remember watching that.
Now everybody's gone. Good day.
Bob and Doug, back at it. And then I think that was it. Yep. So just the 4 of them. Nothing in the 20s. I already went through it. So, but still pretty funny. All 4 of them have the same sounds. They're all the same. No different.